From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good morning and happy Friday. We're to the end of the work week and we're to the end of this storm system as well. Could have a little bit more snow for our mountains. That's going to wrap up by 10 a.m. this morning. Could see some patchy freezing fog returning to lower elevations for tomorrow morning and Sunday morning. And our pattern overall is going to be pretty dry, pretty mild for this time of the year. First Alert Radar is showing you that, yes, we do have some light wintry precip right now in Kittitas County, Yakima County, throughout Grant County, but it looks like the Kittitas and the Yakima valleys are staying dry. We do have some snow showers in the Blue Mountains of Morrow and Umatilla counties as well. Temperatures out there, we're seeing 20s, we're seeing 30s, we're seeing 40s as well. 27 in Yakima, 35 for Sunnyside, 41 in the Tri-Cities. You all need to bundle up, and we are seeing some very light breezes out there, but those light breezes could make it feel that much colder. Okay, here's your hourly forecast for this Friday for the Tri-Cities. Plenty of sunshine out there. High temperatures getting up around 50 degrees, which is about 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. So we'll have 40s and 50s today for lower elevations, partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. But again, we could have some freezing fog returning to lower elevations for the next couple mornings. We'll talk about that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, Port of Benton leadership in the spotlight this morning, as it has now placed its executive director on paid leave. Coming up, what officials are saying is behind the review and what it could mean for local operations.
And voter fraud in Pasco, as an apartment manager is now facing multiple felony charges. Coming up, how authorities say she forged ballots in the 2024 election.
And the final beam raised at Three Rivers newest convention center in Kennewick. It just hit a major milestone. Coming up, why this expansion is key for the city's economic future and what it could mean for the community. All coming up on Good Morning Northwest.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica DeLong.
I'm Jade Elliott. It is Friday, January 9th.
Made it.
First, so what would this be, the first full week of January?
I think so,
officially.
Yeah. Flew by. Soon it'll be 2027.
Oh, bless it.
That's how it feels, at least.
I know. Things do start to just really move fast, especially if you're a planner, you know, like you have upcoming things this year.
Right.
Your sister's
I was
wedding,
like, I'm not that big of a planner. But yeah, you're right.
And you start to like look out at the course of the year, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh.
You think you have so much time,
and then all of a sudden we're doing it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. All right, a lot to get to this morning on this Friday.
And we want to start with an Apple Valley News Now exclusive. The Port of Benton Commission has placed Executive Director Diane Howard on paid administrative leave.
So this move comes after they held a special meeting on Tuesday. Port officials say that the move is tied to a confidential internal review and that no additional details are going to be released.
Outgoing Commissioner Roy Keck says Howard was hardworking and had the best interests of the Port of Benton in mind.
Keck says that he believes her being put on leave is about some unresolved issues, possibly with the Richland Airport.
She's been there for the last 6 years, I think, 5 or 6 years, doing an incredible job, totally changing and turning the port around and in attracting new manufacturing and energy projects. So a lot of those rents for those hangars out there hasn't changed in 30 years. Well, that's not fair for the taxpayers.
Port officials have not confirmed Keck's claims and say state law limits what they can disclose. In a statement, incoming Commission President Bill O'Neill says the Commission is committed to maintaining a professional workplace and ensuring uninterrupted port operations.
504, looking now to your voice, your vote, where Yakima's election process is getting a crucial boost. The county is installing a new ballot sorting machine designed to make election season more efficient and reliable. As the Yakima County Election Center integrates this cutting-edge technology, Apple Valley News Now's Monique Garcia reports on how this upgrade will serve the community and transform the way that ballots are processed for years to come.
The new machine, called Blue Crest Elevate, comes from the same company that provided Yakima's previous sorting machine, the very first and last of its kind used in the country, which served the county well for over a decade. County Auditor Charles Ross says this machine will revolutionize the ballot processing workflow during elections.
For one, it tells us that the ballot is here and it goes into the system and closes the window so no other ballots could be sent in for the voter. It also takes a picture of the signature and then correlates that signature next to the signature that's in the database so that we can quickly go through and visually look at those signatures, and that's done by a person.
Ross says that once the signature is verified, the machine automatically slices the bottom of the ballot's envelope, replacing the need for manual letter cutting tools used before. If a ballot is flagged for review or has a challenged signature, the machine separates it without cutting, ensuring careful handling. Ross describes the machine as a game changer when it comes to sorting ballots on election night.
This machine is critical in helping us that night be able to say, hey, these are the totals for all the ballots we've received up to election day. Without this machine, it would take probably 10 or 12 more people doing hand sorting, which in the past, before we had machines like this, meant that those election totals took longer and longer for us to put out to the public.
Ross says this machine is where the official tracking of ballots begins in the process.
Our goal is to always get ballots through this machine as soon as we get them. So we do that every day during an election cycle. The ballots are either through this machine and then working their way through to be counted, or they remain in our locked boxes, or they're in the possession of the post office.
Ross says that managing ballots with a machine like this addresses concerns of voters at the ballot box, making sure ballots are accurate and getting timely election results. Reporting in Yakima, Monique Garcia, Apple Valley News Now.
And Ross says that the $452,000 machine was a long-term investment saved for over the years and is expected to serve the county for at least 15 years.
5:06 and in a crime alert now, officials have arrested a Pasco apartment manager for voter fraud. They say she filled out 4 ballots belonging to her former tenants, and that was in the 2024 general election. 3 of the ballots were counted, and the Franklin County Sheriff's Office says they discovered the fraud after investigating suspicious ballots mailed to a former resident's old Pasco address. We're told the manager admitted to forging signatures and submitting those ballots, and she faces 12 felony charges related to voter fraud and identity theft. Authorities urge anyone with more information to contact detectives. And turning to Kennewick now, a major milestone for one of the city's largest construction projects.
Yeah, the Three Rivers Convention Center expansion reached its highest point this week, signaling what city leaders say could mean some big economic gains for the region.
And now this morning, Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen.
Construction crews raised the final structural beam at the Three Rivers Convention Center, topping off the expanded exhibit hall after months of work. Kennewick Public Facilities Director Board Chair Calvin Dudney says the expansion addresses a long-standing limitation, not having enough space to attract larger conventions.
I think it plays right into their plans, to bring more people from out of town to spend money in our community and be able to finance this and other projects in the future.
The project is now moving into its final phase, with interior build-out underway. Dudney says upgrades to the surrounding infrastructure were also necessary to handle larger crowds and increase traffic.
They have planned and, they've got their water, sewer, and power and stuff and the roadway systems over in this area with anticipation that we'd have projects of this size in these locations.
Dudney adds the economic impact extends beyond conventions, creating construction jobs and long-term revenue for the city.
We're planning for the future to be much more stuff going into the entertainment district here.
City officials say the topping off ceremony marks the highest point of construction. The focus now shifts on finishing the interior, which would lock in future events and bring thousands of visitors to the Tri-Cities. Reporting in Kennewick, Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
And the expanded exhibit hall is expected to open later this year.
And city leaders say success will be measured by increased bookings, tourism dollars, and long-term economic growth for Kennewick and the Tri-Cities.
Fun stuff.
I love it.
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Tensions are rising after 2 separate shootings involving federal agents. In Portland, a vehicle reportedly trying to flee has led to another ICE-related shooting. Meanwhile, Minnesota officials have staged the National Guard amid protests. Now this morning, we'll have the very latest on the investigations, as well as Vice President Vance's comments on the rising concerns over law enforcement operations. That's all coming up after the break.
But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert weather forecast. It's all coming up in just a few minutes.
some mornings, I get a little extra help. Memories are made in the kitchen. Find the right appliance to make more of them at Fred's.
At Fred's Appliance, all Bosch appliances are on sale. Save up to $300 on select Bosch dishwashers. Swing by Fred's Appliance today. We sell appliances, only appliances.
Settling your own insurance claim can be risky business. For answers on insurance company settlement offers, call Allen Brecky Law Offices. To find out what your rights are under the law, call 735-0546. They're waiting to help you.
A new head coach and a new attitude, but it's still the most exciting game in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh my!
Seattle Kraken Hockey.
That's hockey, baby!
Seattle Kraken Hockey, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
Car insurance for seniors can be very expensive.
But don't assume that just because you're over 65, that you've got to pay outrageously high rates.
Are you paying too much for your auto insurance? If so, you're just throwing your money away.
Well, now is the time to check on your auto insurance rates.
You may be able to save a lot of money.
So call the number on your screen right now and find out how much you can save.
1-800-825-0861.
It is a wild card playoff game.
Texans, Steelers, NFL wildcard weekend. Houston battles Pittsburgh, Monday at 4:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Depression and anxiety can feel like a heavy, suffocating weight pulling you down. But there is hope. Neurostim TMS can help you regain your life. No medications, no drug-related side effects, just a proven solution covered by insurance. Our FDA-approved, non-invasive transcranial magnetic stimulation therapy targets the source of your symptoms. Neurostim works when medications fail and is the Northwest's leader in TMS, with over 250,000 successful treatments delivered. There is hope. Call today for a free consultation.
There are monsters out there.
How could the killer just do this and disappear? It's a complete whodunit. He will use every avenue to solve the crime. It's done. He didn't get away with this.
The all-new 2020, tonight on ABC.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Here's a current look at road conditions, and notice this area of blue has shrunk over the past 24 hours. So not seeing as much snow for our mountain passes, but still we'll go ahead and we'll take you on a tour of said mountain passes. Interstate 90 at Snoqualmie Pass, it's snowy, it's slushy. Traction tires are advised. Then for U.S. Highway 12 at White Pass, it's slushy. Traction tires are advised. And then we'll take you over to the blues. This is going to be I-84 at Cabbage Hill. Spots of ice. Traction tires also advised. But we actually do have chains required for Oregon 204 at Tollgate. There's been this blanket of snow here all week. Compact snow and ice. Yes, chains are required if you're towing specifically between milepost 10 and 39. Okay, we could see some patchy freezing fog for the next couple of mornings. Now, for this morning, looks like the bulk of the visibility reductions are up in the Cascades. But for tonight, after midnight, we could start to see some patchy freezing fog for lower elevations. That would continue through probably 10 a.m. for most lower elevation locations. Could last until 1 p.m. in the Kittitas Valley. That would be for Saturday morning. And then for Sunday morning, we're probably looking at the same thing. Fairly patchy in nature, but it's always a very tricky thing to forecast for, especially around this time of the year. Okay, this is a much easier forecast. Snow wrapping up in the next 5 to 6 hours, and then after that, turning pretty dry. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
5:14 and taking you to Oregon this morning as Portland officials are responding to a dangerous confrontation with federal agents that left 2 people shot.
Authorities say the vehicle tried to flee the scene, striking an officer. A tense situation coming just 1 day after a similar deadly incident in Minneapolis.
So now this morning, Reed Binion has the very latest from city leaders and federal officials as tensions between local and federal authorities continue to rise.
We are all shaken and outraged.
Portland is not a training ground for militarized agents.
Oregon's governor and Portland's mayor reacting after 2 people were shot by federal agents in Portland Thursday.
A male and a female with apparent gunshot wounds. The patients were transported to local hospital.
and their conditions at this time are unknown.
According to a senior law enforcement official, agents from a special operations unit for Customs and Border Protection tried to stop a vehicle with a suspected Tren de Aragua gang member. During the stop, the vehicle began to drive away, striking an agent, the official said. Shots were fired, hitting the vehicle.
It looks like Kohler saying that he was shot twice by ICE and his wife was shot as well.
No agents were injured. The Department of Homeland Security said in a statement that an agent, quote, fired a defensive shot after the driver allegedly tried to run the agents over. Portland's mayor had this to say about the administration's description of what happened.
We know what the federal government says happened here. There was a time when we could take them at their word. That time is long past. We are calling on ICE to halt all operations in Portland until a full and independent investigation can take place.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
So now the Portland shooting comes, of course, just one day after an ICE agent fatally shot a woman in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Protests in Minneapolis flared up Thursday. Take a look at your screen. This was the scene near the Bishop Henry Whipple Federal Building. Governor Tim Walz has staged the state National Guard amid the unrest.
During yesterday's press conference, Vice President J.D. Vance criticized state officials, accusing them of encouraging violence against ICE agents.
The precedent here is very simple. You have a federal law enforcement official engaging in federal law enforcement action. That's a federal issue. That guy is protected by absolute immunity. He was doing his job.
Meanwhile, in a statement yesterday, the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension said it was forced to withdraw from the shooting investigation after the FBI took control of the case.
Be sure to stay with Apple Valley News Now on air and online as we continue to bring you the very latest on these developments.
And keep it here because coming up next, Josh Colbert is back with how your weather is looking. It's all coming up in that full First Alert weather forecast in just a few minutes.
Meet Jan. She's enjoying a beautiful day outdoors with friends and family. She's also managing her type 2 diabetes by taking Jardiance, the little pill with a big story to tell. You see, once daily Jardiance can help lower your A1C. Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
So ask your doctor about Jardiance, the little pill with a big story to tell.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits that help you life better. Because being human is a full-time job.
We're Sell My House Fast, and we've been buying unwanted houses for cash, fast, for 25 years. We'll buy this house, and this one, even this one, not that one. We'll buy this house for cash, and this house, but not that one either. If you're relocating, inheriting a home you don't want, if you've got a tenant you really don't want, we'll buy it. If you're behind on taxes and want to avoid foreclosure, going through divorce, or if you just need cash to get out of debt, we will buy your house at a fair cash price, and we'll close fast too. So with us, no real estate agent, which means no commissions, no repairs or cleaning necessary, no appraisals or formal inspections, no open houses, no closing costs, and no long wait to close. Sell My House has been buying unwanted houses since 1999. Call to learn more. We'll buy this house and this house. Okay, not that one. We've got hundreds of Google 5-star reviews because our offers are fair and the process transparent. Call now and we'll connect you with a qualified local buyer.
1-800-219-0560.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Snow looking like it's probably going to wrap up in the mountains by 10 a.m. this morning. So first alert radar showing you some pretty light snowfall out there, mostly in the Blue Mountains of Morrow and Umatilla counties. Also, there's this little area in Kittitas County trying to get into Yakima County and into Grant County. Looks as if all this stuff is pretty light. We'll continue to track it throughout the rest of this morning. And like I said, just a couple slides back, it looks as if most of this is going to be off the map by 10 a.m. and after that it should end up being pretty dry. A pretty nice day with a decent amount of sunshine for lower elevations. Okay, so here's some of the snowfall totals we're anticipating for the rest of this morning, and obviously it's not much, maybe another inch or perhaps 2 for some of our highest mountain passes, but that's pretty much all she wrote for this storm system. And in terms of active weather, at least for lower elevations, that's definitely all she wrote over the next 7 days, as we're going to keep it mostly dry and pretty mild for this time of the year. And this is why we have this area of high pressure that's just sitting over the western half of the U.S. And so when you hear high pressure around this time of the year, think weather that just isn't very active. And of course, that's exactly what's going to transpire over the next 7 days here in south central and southeastern Washington and northeastern Oregon. So as you look at the rain chances over the next 7 days, a little chance of a shower for Monday. That is it. High temperature is going to stay in general about 5 to 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. The warmest days are going to be today, Monday, and Tuesday. If you're really splitting hairs, Monday going to be the warmest day, as will be about 10-ish. I said 5 to 15 degrees, more like 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. But yeah, 52 degrees in January on a Monday on top of that, I'll take it. Okay, but you saw there was that little shower chance for Monday. That storm system will bring some more impacts to the Cascades. 4 p.m. on Saturday to 4 in the morning on Tuesday. Snow level is going to be way up there, so this is mainly just going to be rainfall for the mountains. We'll have rain falling on top of existing snowpack. There could be a little localized flooding threat in the mountains, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anything in comparison to what we saw back in December. Of course, we'll keep a very close eye on that aspect of the forecast. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Patchy freezing fog Saturday and Sunday mornings. There may be a shower by Monday. In Yakima, a mostly dry forecast with highs staying in the 40s and 50s. In Ellensburg, freezing fog possible Saturday morning, then a low and chance of freezing rain for Sunday. In Hermiston, a dry forecast all the way through with highs mostly between 45 to 50 degrees. And finally for Walla Walla, dry and breezy days through the weekend with the possibility of patchy freezing fog Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Thanks so much, Josh. 522 still ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Former reality TV star Spencer Pratt taking his fame to City Hall. The Hills alum just announcing he's running for mayor of Los Angeles. Coming up, we'll break down what Pratt is promising and how he plans to shake up LA politics. It's all coming up in your entertainment headlines after the break.
Some recipes come with a little extra chaos.
Steal some and try it. Oh, that was a big bite.
Memories are made in the kitchen.
Little pinch.
Find the right appliance to make more of them at Fred's.
Right now, score big savings on all LG appliances. Whether you're looking for a fridge, dishwasher, or oven, we have the appliances for you in stock, ready to go today. Swing into Fred's Appliance. We're local like you.
Even on an antidepressant, there are days I feel stuck in my head. Depression symptoms like sadness and low energy can hold me back. I wanted to break through. I asked about Vraylar. Adding Vraylar to an antidepressant significantly reduces overall depression symptoms better than an antidepressant alone.
Not for elderly with dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death or stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants may increase these in those under 25. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements, which may not go away. High blood sugar may lead to coma or death. Weight gain and high cholesterol may occur. Difficulty moving, uncontrolled movements, tremors, feeling like you need to move, nausea, constipation, insomnia, dizziness, increased appetite, and fatigue are common. Side effects may not appear for weeks.
Vraylar, breaking through to relief. Ask about Vraylar.
Welcome
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
These are Apple Valley News Now cruisers, and they go where news happens. Because Apple Valley News Now is everywhere you need us to be.
Reporting in Pendleton, Hermiston,
Yakima.
One television station leads the way with local news you trust.
We're Apple Valley News Now, and we're on your side.
There are monsters out there.
How could the killer just do this and disappear?
It's a complete whodunit. He will use every avenue to solve the crime. It's done. He didn't get away with this.
The all-new 2020, tonight on ABC.
The wild card playoff game.
Houston battles Pittsburgh, Monday at 4:30 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your entertainment news, Gwyneth Paltrow is opening up about her divorce from Coldplay frontman Chris Martin.
On Amy Poehler's podcast, Good Hang, the Hollywood actress said that she actually lost a movie role amid the split. Paltrow says that she was dropped from the movie following the media attention surrounding her divorce.
The pair made headlines when they announced their intention to consciously uncouple, that's one way to put it, after more than a decade of marriage and 2 children. Paltrow did not give any further details of the movie and the company involved.
And in more entertainment news, Hollywood is shining a little brighter this week as Alan Cumming is getting a big honor.
Yeah, the Scottish actor, singer, and director known for Cabaret, Spy Kids, and hosting The Traitors has officially received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Cumming joined family and friends and fans Thursday to celebrate the milestone, reflecting on his decades of work on stage, on screen, and on TV.
And he told reporters it's humbling to be recognized alongside so many legends of the industry.
Congrats.
And you had me at Spy Kids. Great movie.
Yeah.
And lastly from Hollywood, former reality TV star Spencer Pratt has announced plans to run for mayor of Los Angeles, California.
Yes, the 42-year-old Hills alum and his wife Heidi, as you may refer to them as Spidey.
Spidey, I remember that, yeah.
They actually lost their home last year in that massive Palisade fire. Pratt's been very vocal about the response from California leaders following those wildfires.
In his newly launched Pratt for Mayor 2026 campaign, he says he plans to expose the system and demand accountability from leadership.
Let's go.
And we were talking about this, but if you told us like this was happening, like, I don't know, 20 years ago, I'd be like, no.
If we rewound time and said, hey guys, guess what's going to happen in 2026?
I'd be like,
Spencer Pratt is going to run for mayor.
No way.
You wouldn't believe it, but here we are. I also want to note, for those who may not be thinking this far in advance, if he does become mayor, that would make Heidi the first lady
of LA.
Mayor.
Wow.
First lady, Heidi.
I'm kind of here for it.
I know.
This is funny.
And in time for the Olympics, too.
Just
so ambassadors.
in time for the Olympics, exactly. No, and I mean, they have been huge advocates when it comes to.
This makes me want to go watch
the activism that they've found since the Palisades fire. So we're going to follow.
Yeah.
We're going to follow his campaign.
And keep you updated.
Yeah, we are. All right, so much for ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. Voters approving funding years ago, and now Pasco's new indoor aquatic center is nearing completion. Coming up, how officials are keeping the project on track and what is still ahead of the opening.
And for hockey fans, the weekend just got a little more exciting. UW and WSU face off on the ice, followed by the Tri-City Americans. And we'll tell you how you can catch all the action, all the details in your next half hour. But first, your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the TikTok World Cup. Organizers of this summer's tournament say portions of the matches will be broadcast live on TikTok, along with other content like news conferences and training sessions. FIFA says it's an attempt to bring fans closer to the action. Next, Microsoft has introduced Copilot Checkout, a helper for shopping embedded within its AI assistant. It allows users to make purchases while inside of Copilot, avoiding being redirected to the retailer's website. Participating partners include Urban Outfitters and Ashley Furniture. And finally, bright new controllers for the Nintendo Switch 2. The company is releasing its Joy-Con 2 controllers in light purple and green. It's the first time Nintendo has offered color variants for the Switch 2. They go on sale next month for $99. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Sophie Flay. Have a great day.
I'm your old wiring. And while you're obsessing over Polar Whisper and White Delight, well, you're forgetting what's hiding behind your wall.
And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, well, paying for all this can burn through your savings.
Switch to Allstate and you could save hundreds. What are you waiting for?
When you don't use Bounce, dryer heat can be a real monster. It turns clothes into static magnets for your hair. Use Bounce to stop it.
Uh-oh.
If you want static-resistant clothes,
I promise to love you, to feed you the food you deserve.
Blue Buffalo started with a promise to feed our dog Blue the highest quality ingredients, and it lives on in every bowl you fill.
I promise to be your best friend forever.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Friday morning. Thanks for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Josh Colbert.
It's the weekend.
It's the weekend.
What do we got?
It's International Choreographers Day. Do you have a go-to move? Dance move?
I do. It's the Cotton Eye Joe.
Really? What?
I can't really do that here.
I thought yours was the worm. I feel like you have a bunch, actually.
I have heard you pull the worm out at events.
I've seen it. I've got video. I'll show it to you later, actually.
Perfect.
The worm is top 5, and I think number 1, Cotton Eye Joe has my heart.
I feel like mine's just like, hey, that's kind of why.
The sway.
That revealed there's nothing in there.
Yeah, oh, yeah, no. You lip gloss. Yeah. It's fine. That's what we keep in there. Hey, weekend-wise, are we going to be able to get outside and
I'd
play?
say so. It's some of that right there.
To break a sweat. So
it's going to be mild. It's going to be dry, and our forecast is going to have a lot of that over the next 7 days. So a lot of dancing weather.
Lots of worm.
Let's get a lot of worms. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at those big weather stories. The snow wrapping up for this morning in the mountains should be done by about 10 a.m. And then we could see some patchy freezing fog for tomorrow morning into Sunday morning as well. And like we just talked about, the forecast is going to stay dry, pretty mild for this time of the year as well. For now, we're going to focus in on the potential for fog over the next couple mornings. Now, for this morning, we are seeing some reductions in visibility up in the Cascades. The rest of us visibility is looking pretty good. But for tonight, after midnight, could see some patchy freezing fog for lower elevations. Models are most keen on that idea in the Kittitas Valley. And then for tomorrow morning, up until 10 a.m. for most of us, except for the Kittitas Valley, up until 1 p.m. That's the time frame in which we could see some, again, patchy freezing fog. Looks like we'll just run that back for Sunday morning as well. This is always a very tricky forecast, so we'll definitely have a lot more to say about this as we get more model data into the Weather Center. Okay, the snow wrapping up. I'll talk about what the passes look like for this morning and also an update on your climate numbers. All that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks, Josh. Starting this half hour of news in Pasco, where a long-awaited indoor aquatic center is now less than 6 months from opening, with officials saying the project remains on track despite some fluctuating sales tax revenue. Now, voters approved funding for the Pasco Aquatic Center back in 2022. Now the project is entering its final stretch. Officials say construction on Phase 1, the indoor aquatics and recreation portion, is expected to wrap up in time for Memorial Day weekend. And while sales tax revenue can rise and fall month to month, leaders say the project was built around conservative budgeting to make sure it could be completed as planned. That approach, they say, allows the district to stay flexible without slowing progress on the facility.
Since we've conservatively budgeted for this facility, we'll be able to adjust whether sales tax is up or down in the foreseeable future.
As opening day approaches, officials say residents can expect more details soon on the facility's name, hours of operation, and the grand opening celebration for Pasco's first year-round indoor aquatic center.
Looking now to the weekend ahead, where hockey fans will get the rare opportunity to watch the University of Washington and Washington State's ice hockey teams face off in the Tri-Cities. So Saturday will feature a doubleheader at the Toyota Center in Kennewick. The University of Washington and Washington State will play in the Apple Puck, and following their game, the Tri-City Americans will take on the Moose Jaw Warriors at 6:05 p.m.
We are going to have a very fun game between Washington State Cougars and the University of Washington Huskies. They're calling it the Apple Puck. And any fans that want to come out, it's essentially 2 games for the price of 1. The doors open at 3:40. First, it'll be UW and WSU, and then our game.
And the college rivals will play a game tonight as well prior to the doubleheader. And on Saturday, tickets for the AMs will get you into both games.
Go Cougs. Gotta say it.
And keep it here, because coming up next, the biggest tech show in the world is currently underway in Las Vegas. From AI-powered locks to robot lawnmowers and even a household robot. We'll show you the gadgets that could be coming to your home this year. That's coming up in your consumer news after the break.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now are sponsored by Allen Brecky Law Offices.
Hollywood's finest, take a spin.
It's going to be so embarrassing if I'm wrong.
But only the brightest, that's juicing it up, will win.
Am I winning currently right now?
Yeah.
All right. Can we stop now?
All new Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, tonight on ABC.
Experience winter fun at Silver Mountain Resort. Discover some of the best terrain in the region. Just 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Relax in a beautiful condo, just a short stroll from the gondola. Dining, exciting water slides, and indoor surfing at the water park, where it's always 84 degrees. Ride North America's longest gondola to epic snow tubing and endless skiing and boarding. Create unforgettable family memories at Silver Mountain Resort. Book today at silvermt.com.
Another Yakima winter is right around the corner. Don't get left out in the cold this year. Call Vance Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric today and take advantage of our Cozy Comfort Bundle. You'll get a furnace system check as well as a whole home electrical inspection for just $116. That's right, 2 checks, 1 cozy price, and peace of mind all season long with our Cozy Comfort Bundle. This winter, don't leave it to chance. Call Vance. Vance Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric.
When uncertainty falls upon your freedom, you need an unwavering champion. We're dedicated to not just tipping the scales in your favor, but also delivering an unwavering and relentless defense. With over 5 decades of experience, we'll fiercely defend your freedom and secure the most favorable outcome. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I end up going to a dentist and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. This was a game changer. It's smaller than other night guards that I tried, which is a good thing because it doesn't make me gag. It could fit on the top or the bottom of the teeth. It's lightweight and super comfortable. Now the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Go to BruxNightGuard.com and use the promo code to activate your special TV offer. That's BruxNightGuard.com. Order today and take advantage of this special TV offer. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
There are monsters out there.
How could the killer just do this and disappear?
It's a complete whodunit. He will use every avenue to solve the crime. It's done. He didn't get away with this.
The all-new 2020, tonight on ABC.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and get into your climate numbers. First, we start off by talking about the rainfall numbers we've been tracking since October 1st. These were updated yesterday. So here are the rainfall totals we've actually seen fall. Here are the normal totals you would expect during that stretch. You do a little bit of math, you can see we have big time surpluses for the bulk of our lower elevation locations. Now, in the Walla Walla Valley, we're barely breaking even, but we are breaking even, and technically it's a very slim surplus. Okay, so now we're going to track the water and snow numbers first in the Yakima Basin and then for the Umatilla and Walla Walla Basin. So first in the Yakima Basin, if you tallied up all the water we have in the basin, at least in the reservoirs, we have 37% more water than you would typically expect for this time of the year. And that severe drought benchmark would be if the basin had 25% less water than typical. So we're beating that by about 65 percentage points. Okay, but the bummer is that the snowpack in the Yakima Basin is facing a severe deficit right now, almost running underwater by about 40%. So if this number holds, then we're going to start to see, on that previous graphic, we're going to start to see this number go down. So we want to obviously see more snow up in the mountains. We want to see this flip to a snowpack surplus, and that would help us out as we see that snow melt into the spring and summer months. Okay, now we move on to a different theater. This is the water that we're tracking in the Blue Mountains. This is the McKay Dam current reservoir levels. And so if you did a little bit of math, we're 18% below normal where we should be for this time of the year. And that severe drought benchmark is if we were 25% below where we should be for this time of the year. So we're getting pretty close to being in a severe drought, at least in that region. And the snowpack here is even worse than in the Yakima Basin. In the Umatilla, Walla Walla, and Willow Basin, you can see we're almost running 60 percentage points below where we should be for this time of the year. This is very bad. The snow that we have in the mountains right now is the big problem, and there's not much snow in the forecast for the next 7 days. So that gives us a little bit of a pit in our stomachs, but it's a long winter. We have more months to go. Hopefully those numbers will improve. Now, speaking of the snow, we do have snow on the ground, and it is impacting travel for this morning. So let's go ahead and take you on a tour of said mountain passes. Interstate 90 at Snoqualmie Pass, it's snowy, it's slushy. Traction tires are advised. And then for US Highway 12 at White Pass, it is slushy, and traction tires here also advised. Now we'll slide you over to the Blues. Interstate 84 at Cabbage Hill, spots of ice, traction tires are advised. And then for, this is going to be Oregon 204 at Tollgate, this blanket of snow that we've been tracking all throughout the week. So yeah, compact snow and ice chains are required if you're towing between milepost 10 and 39. And like I said, there's just not that much snow in the forecast, maybe a couple more hours of it in the mountains. We'll talk about how much drier it's going to be after that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, 5:42. Turning now to consumer news, where it's being called the world's Fair of Technology and Gadgets. The Consumer Electronics Show, CES, it is back in Vegas.
And more than 4,000 companies are showing off what they say is the future of everyday life. And of course, this year, artificial intelligence is everywhere.
Consumer Watch's Jen Sullivan takes us inside CES 2026 with a look at the new tech that could be hitting store shelves sooner than you think.
It's the World's Fair of Technology and Gadgets, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas.
The whole idea is to see the latest technology that will be available to change and enhance our lives.
The more than 2.6 million square foot exhibit space is like a giant time machine into the not-so-distant future. Allison Freed with CES says this year artificial intelligence is taking tech to a new level.
AI is completely changing global economies, essentially.
The multi-day event brings together some of the smartest tech minds from more than 4,000 companies. Sorry, it's not open to the public. So let's take a look at some of the products promising to make life easier for us. Like Deslock's Smart Lock. No need to enter your home with a key. This solar-powered gadget reads your face.
If you're not at home and you have a parent, a friend, a kid who needs to get in, you can upload their picture, make sure that they are an approved user to come into your house.
This smart lock costs about $300. Check out this robotic lawnmower from Dream that can give you real-time feedback on your lawn. Sticker price about $3,000. Tired of watering your lawn with a hose? Check out Aper's smart irrigation system. It tailors care to every plant in your garden. It will cost you around $580. Love to grill? Several companies are rolling out smart grills that can perfect your meat. No more burnt burgers. And how about this? LG's Cloyd, the robot that will take over household tasks like cooking and laundry. Many of these products will be available to buy this year. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Give me the laundry robot.
Yes, the robot that does chores.
Yes.
I want that one.
I want
like
the chore
I need
robot.
a carpet cleaner. I bet he can sort laundry better than husbands. Yeah,
I have to give it to my man. He is a laundry machine. It's fantastic, but I'm sure my kids would also
pick up all the toys, you know.
I'll
Save
negotiate with the robot. I'll say, listen, I'll actually do the cycles if you fold. If you can fold.
You would enter in a
I'll just
full-on
do my pleases
relationship
and
with your
thank
robot
yous.
to say, hey, we're gonna separate chores here.
A professional relationship.
You can handle all of it, but like please and thank you.
But please and thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Be nice to the robot. Yeah. All right, 5:44 is still ahead on Good Morning Northwest. Your morning sprint, everything you need to know before you head out the door this morning. And Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth back with the full first alert forecast to give you that live look outside this morning.
Was that a UFO?
I don't know what that was.
Just kidding.
No, that was glare from, sometimes that happens when cars are passing by, the lights will.
I thought it was a drone.
I like to say
minute.
that was a UFO.
Safe side drone.
It's more
Just
spicy if it's a
kidding.
UFO.
It is spicier, yeah. And you saw it here at 5:45. We're back after the break.
My husband and I had planned our dream home, and it was years in the making. I didn't want to just show up at any big box store. We wanted to sit down, and I want you to spend time with us. Like, this is a big investment. Our family spends so much time in our kitchen, and now that we're moved in, we are so pleased with our experience with Fred's, with the product line, and how it really aesthetically added value to our kitchen. Fred's Appliance over-delivered.
Meet Jan. She's enjoying a beautiful day outdoors with friends and family. She's also managing her type 2 diabetes by taking Jardiance, the little pill with a big story to tell. You see, once daily Jardiance can help lower your A1C. Jardiance works 24/7 in your body to flush out some sugar. And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardiance can reduce the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine and infection between and around the anus and genitals. Both may be fatal. Severe allergic reactions, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in men and women, and low blood sugar. Stop taking and tell your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, rash, swelling, trouble breathing or swallowing. Tell your doctor about lightheadedness, weakness, fever, pain, tenderness, redness, or swelling between the anus and genitals. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
So ask your doctor about Jardiance, the little pill with a big story to tell.
Is your closet cramped and cluttered? Well, now there's Space Triangles, the clever new hanging device that fits over any hanger to save you closet space in seconds. And now may be your last chance to get them for a low price. Now you can vertically hang multiple items, guaranteeing that you'll have up to 70% more space in your closet. Your closet can go from messy to marvelous in no time with ease. The ingenious slip-over design secures the hangers vertically. It snugly fits all types of hangers to save you space. Order now to get an 18-piece set of Space Triangles for just $9.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get Space Triangles at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 closet pack per order while supplies last. Once they're gone forever. Order now.
Call 1-800-587-3514. Call or visit spacetriangles.com. So call 1-800-587-3514 now.
Stacy Lee. First Alert Weather. Watch tonight. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We will have a couple more hours of snow, more like a handful more hours of snow up in the mountains, both in the Cascades and the Blues. First Alert radar showing you we are tracking a rain-snow mix in Grant County, also going in Adams County, and it looks as if there's not very much for the Blues or the Cascades, but of course we'll continue to keep a close eye on that throughout the rest of this morning. Let's put this into motion with Futurecast radar, and you can see there's just not going to be a whole lot on the map over the next handful of hours, and then after 10 a.m. should be dry. Not just a dry day, but the clouds parting, and we should see a decent amount of sunshine today, at least for lower elevations. So here are some of the snowfall totals we're expecting from this morning through later this morning. Maybe just another inch for some of our Cascade passes, and maybe just another inch for Tollgate, and perhaps little trace amounts along US 395 in southern Umatilla County, and close to another inch for I-84 at Cabbage Hill. Definitely, we're on the very, 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 very tail end of this storm system. And then our pattern's going to flip after this. We're going to turn much drier across the board, especially for lower elevations, though, and high temperatures will continue to be above normal for this time of the year. This is the reason why we're staying dry, this area of high pressure that is just situated over the western half of the United States. And when you hear high pressure around this time of the year, think much calmer weather. And so that's what we're going to end up having. Here are the precip chances that we're expecting for the Yakima Valley. A little chance of a shower for Monday, but otherwise an abnormally dry forecast for this time of the year. And the high temperatures are going to stay about, I'd say in general, 5 to 10 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. It looks like Tuesday is probably going to be the warmest day, as we could end up in the low 50s. Now, that little chance of a shower that you saw for Monday, that's going to be associated with a storm system that will bring some much bigger impacts to the Cascades. 2 inches of water from 4 p.m. on Saturday to 4 a.m. on Tuesday. I say water because it actually will be rainfall. Snow levels are going to be way up there. So we'll see what that ends up meaning for the mountain flooding potential. It's not going to be as high as it was back in December, but we'll keep a close eye on that. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Patchy freezing fog Saturday and Sunday mornings, then maybe a shower by Monday. In Yakima, a mostly dry forecast with highs staying in the 40s and 50s. And then for Ellensburg, freezing fog possible Saturday morning, then a low end chance of freezing rain for Sunday. In Hermiston, a dry forecast all the way through with highs mostly between 45 and 50 degrees. And finally for Walla Walla, dry and breezy days through the weekend with the possibility of patchy freezing fog Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Now, the morning sprint.
5:50, time for your morning sprint, and we start with the top 5 local things you need to know this morning. Port of Benton Commission has placed their executive director, Diana Howard, on paid administrative leave following a special meeting that happened Tuesday. Officials tie the move to a confidential internal review and are not releasing additional details. Outgoing Commissioner Roy Keck says Howard was hardworking and had the port's best interests in mind. He suggests her leave may be related to unresolved issues with the Richland Airport, but the port has not confirmed that. Incoming Commission President Bill O'Neill emphasized the port's commitment to professionalism and uninterrupted operations.
An apartment manager in Pasco has been arrested for voter fraud. This comes after she allegedly filled out 4 ballots that belonged to former tenants in the 2024 general election. 3 of those ballots were counted. The Franklin County Sheriff's Office discovered the fraud while investigating suspicious ballots that were mailed to a former resident's old address. The manager reportedly admitted to forging and submitting the signatures. She faces 12 felony charges, including voter fraud and identity theft.
Yakima Airport has a new director. City Manager Vicki Baker has announced Christopher Hopkins will start on January 12th. Hopkins brings experience from airports nationwide and aerospace consulting. He succeeds former director Robert Hodgman, who retired, citing leadership challenges. Hopkins will oversee daily operations and develop a vision for the airport's future, aiming to maintain efficiency while planning long-term growth.
Kennewick is also welcoming new leadership. City Council has selected Jason McShane as mayor during its first 2026 meeting. He was elected to the council back in November. He'll take over as the city prepares for budget talks and long-term priorities, and he says his focus will be balancing affordability and growth, supporting businesses while maintaining city services from public safety to parks. Chuck Torelli was selected as mayor pro tem, and both will serve in these leadership roles for the next 2 years.
And this weekend, hockey fans in Kennewick have a rare doubleheader. University of Washington and Washington State University facing off in the Apple Puck series at the Toyota Center. Following that game, Tri-City Americans will take on the Moose Jaw Warriors at 6. Tickets for the Americans game also will get you into both matches. College rivals UW and WSU also play a game tonight before the weekend doubleheader. Go Cougs!
Now in your national headlines this morning, the House has passed a bill that would extend healthcare enhanced subsidies for 3 years. These had expired at the end of last year. A total of 17 Republicans joined Democrats in passing this measure yesterday. It was brought to the House floor as a result of a discharge petition. The House vote was mostly symbolic, but gets members on record. The measure is not expected to advance in the Senate.
In your business headlines at 5:53, a tracksuit worn by Nicolas Maduro is getting quite a bit of attention. Take a look at the photo. It's of Maduro in U.S. custody, showing him wearing a gray Nike Tech fleece. The release of the photo on January 3rd triggered a surge of online searches and interest. Google Trends reported a spike in searches for Nike Tech. Earlier this week, a number of clothing outlets reported that the tracksuit was sold out. Maduro, the longtime Venezuelan leader, and his wife were captured in an overnight raid in Caracas last weekend. They've both been taken into U.S. custody. They're now facing federal charges. And I've heard that if people have one of these tracksuits already, some of them are even trying to sell them online for thousands of dollars.
This generation is so unserious, and I'm kind of here for it.
So unhinged.
Turning now to your health headlines this morning. Common preservatives used to keep food safe and extend shelf life may be linked to a higher risk of several cancers and type 2 diabetes. A cancer study closely examined the impact of 58 preservatives on more than 100,000 people who were free of cancer back in 2009. And one of the findings, 6 preservatives linked to cancer are considered, quote, generally recognized as safe in food by the U.S. FDA. The other study examined the role of preservatives and the potential risk of type 2 diabetes in more than 100,000 people who did not have the disease at the start, and it found 12 preservatives linked with nearly a 50% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes in people who consume the highest levels. 5 of the preservatives that cause cancer also raise the risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
That's 5 in your sports headlines this morning. Seattle Kraken couldn't quite pull it off last night, falling 3-2 in overtime to the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota jumping out to a 2-goal lead in the first period, but then Kraken battling back in the third, forcing overtime. It all ended the game just over 2 minutes into OT, but Seattle's point streak continued. They've now earned points in 10 straight games. They'll look to keep the momentum as they start a 5-game road trip. Kicks off Saturday in one of the Carolinas. In Carolina. You pick which one.
All right, sticking with sports, kind of, in our trending news this morning. My kind of sports. We're officially 1 month away from not the Super Bowl, but Animal Planet's Puppy Bowl. Yay!
Which also coincides with the Super Bowl.
Yeah. But who cares?
But who cares, right?
Everybody.
Look at these. Yeah, right. So this year holds a strong rivalry as Team Rough takes on Team Fluff. But this year's Canine Sports event on Super Bowl Sunday will also look a little different.
That's right. For the first time, there will be 15 pups with special needs, and a special exhibition game will spotlight senior dogs available for adoption. Team Oldies versus Team Goldies.
In all, the Puppy Bowl will highlight 150 dogs from more than 70 shelters, and the 3-hour show will air on February 8th. And you can find more information on these pups. You can visit puppybowl.com.
Cute.
Same day as the Super Bowl, but yeah, who cares about that?
We love, well, if the Seahawks make it, a lot of people around here are going to care about it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, I hope so.
We love them both. We love a Puppy Bowl.
Yeah.
We love a Super Bowl.
During the commercial, you know, you just go back and forth.
Yeah. Go sports, right?
Yeah.
Okay. No, but you can't do the commercials because you always want the Super Bowl commercials.
You could just catch them later.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Got to catch them on.
Record it. TiVo. Is that still a thing? It's definitely not.
TiVo. We're going to TiVo it.
Yeah.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Northwest. National recognition for student achievement. Ruth Livingston Elementary is in the national spotlight this year. Coming up, we're going to explain what makes the school stand out and how they earned one of the school year's most prestigious awards.
Plus, some toddlers can learn new words just by listening in, and now researchers say some super smart dogs also can. Straight ahead, how certain pups are picking up new words and which breeds are leading the pack. Those details in your 6 o'clock hour. And Josh, what are you tracking?
It's going to be a whole dialogue on the Puppy Bowl.
Yeah.
That'd be so cute.
But we are tracking some weather that's winding down, and then our weather's going to turn pretty mild and dry after that. But the last gasp of this storm system, I'm tracking coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 6.